Your customers are craving a great tasting, authentic pizza experience. That's why we offer Primo Molino Neapolitan style flour, an affordable, high performing flour that's a great alternative to imported Italian 00 flour. It's milled right here in North America, so you can always count on authentic crust texture and taste without the imported flour price. Using an imported flour today? Check out ardentmills.com to request a sample and try it for yourself.
Hey there, welcome to Checking In With. I'm your host, Jeremy White, editor of Pizza Today magazine. I'm joined today by my executive editor, Denise Greer.
Hello, Jeremy. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Denise. Back at it again, 2021.
Right on.
Our guest today is Pasquale Di Diana of Bacci Pizzeria in Chicago, Illinois. You're actually not in Chicago, right? You're just outside of Chicago?
Yeah, well, some of the locations are actually in Chicago as well. So we're in and around Chicago, yes.
Gotcha. Now, what's up with the Pizza Coach hoodie that you're wearing right now? That's pretty
That's
sweet.
an awesome hoodie.
Thank you, Denise. And I promise I'll get you one at the Expo this year. So Pizza Coach is basically, this a consulting thing that I do with local independent pizzeria operators, and also when I speak at the convention, I speak under Pizza Coach. So a lot of the videos we post, social media stuff is all under Pizza Coach. So it's kind of something I've always wanted to do, and then obviously when you guys started having me at the Expo, it was something I was able to start developing. We're still in like the initial stages of it, but that's kind of the persona I adapt when I'm on stage.
Yeah, we started talking several years ago at the show and then followed up with some email and phone conversations after a Pizza Expo many years ago. And you kind of told me that's where my heart's at. I want to get involved in the educational side and the consulting side of the business. I'm going to continue with my family pizza business, but I'd like to delve into this as well. And that's really what you've been doing for the last many years now.
Yeah, it's been, I think the first time you guys had me, it was 4 years ago. So it's been 4 years now already. And yeah, it's been a blast. It's been a blast. I'm actually, I'm a trained stage actor. So, that's why the Pizza Coach persona, I say, I kind of, I take all my experience, everything I know, and then I just try to kind of portray it in an entertaining way. So, I love being on stage. I love helping people. That's my biggest thing. I love being at the Expo and, not only the Q&As that we do, but the people that come up to you after and the relationships you make and the people that you're able to help out. So startups has always been my strongest. That's where my experience is. My father, my uncle, me, my brother, we all have restaurants. All in all, we probably have had, gosh, who knows how many restaurants we opened all together. I don't have the exact number, but I've been a part of so many openings and getting stuff together that's kind of where my experience lies.
Nice. Denise, I didn't know that we had a thespian on the program here. I had no idea that Pasquale was a trained stage actor. Now, look, are we on a trend? No, because right before the holiday break, we talked to our buddy Adam Borich, who has appeared in a few films. And now we've got another actor. Are we turning into like a pizza/acting program? What's going on here?
It's going to be the niche. The niche is actors who open pizzerias. So if you're an actor out there and you want to open a pizzeria, you need to talk to these guys.
Hey, tell me about some of the stage acting. What credits do you have? What sort of plays have you been in, or are you a singer, or what's up?
No, an actor. Most notable that most people would recognize is Tony and Tina's Wedding in the Chicago production.
Okay.
So I was, it was a while ago. I was 20, but I was actually the youngest actor to ever play Tony in that production. I didn't have much stage experience back then, but that was my, I always call that my college. That's where I really got to develop a lot, because we were doing 6 shows a week. It was Wednesday through Sunday, but it was 2 shows on Saturdays. There was the matinee and then the evening show. So that's kind of where I really got to develop a lot of my skills. And the thing about Tony and Tina's, it was a lot of improv, So Tony and Tina's was in Piper's Alley in Chicago, which is the same building that Second City was in. And Chicago is such a big improv city. So the interaction with the guests at the wedding, the premise is that you go to a wedding and, Italian wedding, 2018 to get married, but they actually fed the guests too. And the audience are participants in the wedding. And yeah, it was just, it was a blast. I had the time of my life doing the show, and I learned so much, but that's probably the most notable show that I've ever been in.
Now,
Other stuff. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. How many, you said something, other notables?
Well, I was in, I did a lot of John Patrick Shanley plays, was my favorite playwright, but he, smaller theaters, smaller, local theaters. So.
Well, I know I've
like
actually,
I said, the most notable production was Tony and Tina's.
Tona and Tina's. I've seen you speak at Expo, and I think that really comes through is your presentation skills, because, it's one thing to have a lot of knowledge. It's another thing to be able to present it in front of people and present it so that they can dissect it and use it for themselves. And I think you do a really great job of that at Expo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Denise.
That explains why you're so comfortable on stage. It makes sense now.
Yeah. I just, again, it's, just talking to somebody about finding your sweet spot in life. So your sweet spot is where your talent and your passion intersect. So I kind of, with the Expo being on stage, I really feel like, that's where I feel most comfortable, most alive, and where I can, where I have a lot to offer people, especially the new entrepreneur, the guy or the guys that are thinking about getting into the business that have no idea. We talked about last year. I've ran into so many people that just want to get into the restaurant business. I'm actually dealing with this right now with a client in Milan, Italy, British guy, but they have no idea what they're getting themselves into and really what it requires. And I just want to make sure and I say this at the Expo, I really want to make sure that they know exactly what they're getting into. I think sometimes I scare people as well. But I'd rather them be scared and know what they're getting into and be extra prepared than, dump their life savings into something that's not going to work. And I see it all the time. I mean, you guys see it all the time as well. It just happens. It's a glamorous dream to own a restaurant. But I've seen people get into the restaurant business because, their wives are good cooks at home, but they have no restaurant experience and just are hoping and praying that that's going to translate into a business. So that's why I love speaking to, who I love coaching. And again, there's just so much that I could bring to that, so much that I'm able to help people with on that end of the spectrum.
Yeah. So to flip the script, see what I did there? Huh?
What?
Pretty good.
Oh,
Not bad. What are you seeing with your clientele, aside from your own pizza business? What are you seeing from your clientele right now? Because they're all over the country and apparently all over the world. I didn't know you worked internationally, but what are you seeing from them in terms of their response to COVID-19, the ongoing pandemic and its lasting effects on their businesses right now? And you're probably in a great position to answer that because you're seeing people in different parts of the country.
Yeah. So, let's start when this first happened. Obviously, it was, I remember me personally, I have businesses. I remember that being probably one of the scariest days of my life because, when our governor of Illinois kind of came on TV, it was on a Sunday, and announced that we were shutting all dining rooms down. It just took we didn't know what that meant and what was going to happen. How was that going to affect our business? Now, I talk about, actually in the piece that we did for Pizza Today, 365, or is it 360? 365, correct?
Pizza Expo
365. Don't give too much away yet. We're going to get to that in a
Pizza
little
Expo 365. Sorry,
we can't wait.
Yeah. So, sorry. Okay. Well, okay, I'll wait for that. But so things are just not good right now, right? Things are not good. It's scary. there's a lot of uncertainty, and now here we come in Chicago, and I think most of the country, we come to a first-time pandemic, right? No one's ever lived through this. We really don't know what's going on with this yet. We do kind of know that, yeah, our business tanked, and we know where we're at and how we got to make that work. But now my fear and my concern and everyone's concern now is that, okay, we're going into January, February, and we're barely hanging on, and we've barely hung on this far. What do we do now? What do we expect now? And it's hard because you really can't, we've never been through it. So it's really hard to say what's going to happen.
Right.
All we know is what we've been through. All we know is January, February historically are slower months. So I would always say, prepare for the worst and expect the best, right? But we have to prepare for the worst. Yeah. And I think people are scared. I know the government now, there might be another round of assistance, which so many people are going to be able to use. But again, this is I wish I had a crystal ball, because I don't know what this month and next month is going to bring. And let's even call March actually to that point. My hope is that though by March, vaccine, this kind of slows down, and we start getting back to somewhat of a normal state.
So do you feel like?
But things will obviously change forever.
Oh. Sorry, you're freezing up on me. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you feel like the worst has come and gone, or do you still have that lingering fear in the back of your head that, wow, that it may get a little worse still before it gets better?
I think we're going to have a long winter, Jeremy. That would be my answer. I think January and February are going to be very, very tough. But usually my measuring stick's always been St. Patrick's Day. Because, I don't know many operators that do well January, February, or that really make a lot of money January, February. Those are usually the months, just tough it out. So especially January's after the holidays, people spend money. New Year's resolutions, they're not, a lot of people, the gym, they're eating healthier. So we'll see. Again, I'm gonna, for my businesses, and my advice to people is, prepare, hope for the best, but definitely prepare for the worst,
Yeah. With your
don't like to be blindsided, right?
No, oh no. With your restaurants, because you have some on the outskirts of, on the outside of Chicago, do those have different mandates then? Because I know Chicago set really, strong and tough mandates. Did the surrounding counties do that as well with what you've experienced?
Some, and then there was also a point where there was counties that had mandates in place before Chicago. There's always been this, okay, there's a mandate, then it stops, and then, so I've had stores where I think right now, I think all dining rooms actually are supposed to be closed right now, mandated. But again, it's gotten to the point that what I'm seeing everywhere is, a lot of people are not really respecting this mandate. We don't encourage you not to come in, but I see, bars and just a lot of people really not respecting this mandate. But as to the best of my knowledge, everywhere I'm located in right now is mandated to have dining rooms closed, no indoor seating.
Is there any indication, because I know with the holidays, they're saying the numbers are going to jump again. Is there any indication that they're going to even partially open your dining rooms? And if so, is it even worth it to partially open?
Well, the second part's a great question too, because is it worth it? Going back to when we were talking about the pandemic, it's just such a scary time. I remember when we first heard about this pandemic, like it was so much to process, so much to understand. All of it was so unimaginable too. It was like, oh my God, it's like a sci-fi movie. I know we were doing so much catering business in the financial district downtown of Chicago, and you can literally walk in the middle of the street right now, and especially during the pandemic, the first lockdown, and it's like it feels like the opening scene of The Walking Dead, or like a scene from The Walking Dead. Like that's how how desolate it is. But I mean, I'd have to say it's probably, unless you're a big sit down place with a bar, I can't see your typical carry out delivery, small dining room. If it's, if dining is less than 30-40% of your business, I can't see it being worth it. One of the things I juggled too early on was staffing, because, you don't want, God forbid, one person gets sick now, and they came in contact with, 4 or 5 other of your employees. Now, you're going to have to shut down. I don't know. It's just crazy stuff. It's been a crazy year for all of us, I'm sure. And and managing and running a business, it's never been harder. I can't see. I mean, because you're juggling people's health, and you're juggling livelihoods. You're just so much you're juggling, and there's so many tough decisions to make. I personally don't think it's worth it, but I'm sure a lot of other operators, do think it's worth it. And then you have the fraction of people that really are not believing in this this pandemic, or not being as strict. So, I wish we could all just shut down for a year and this goes away and everyone's safe, right? But it doesn't work that way. So we have to navigate it the best that we can, and hopefully vaccine, rapid testing helps with that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned the Pizza Expo 365 platform, which we are launching later this month, and you can be found on that platform with a brand new seminar that you just recorded and sent to us. It's kind of in the editing phase and getting put onto the site, so that when the site launches here in a few weeks, everyone will have great access to that. So don't give too much away. But roughly, what exactly did you do for us? Okay, so I basically I reviewed a lot of the footage of the last Pizza Expo as well, and a lot of that stuff really translated to kind of what's going on right now. Bits and pieces, and you guys will see how it's kind of pieced together. But I also talked with I talked with a business owner that like most of us, was struggling during this and had a lot of obstacles. But I also got a chance to talk to another business owner that really thrived because of this, not because of it. And again, I don't want to give it up too much, but what everything he had already been doing, kind of, the circumstances of the pandemic accelerated what they had been working on, and they're doing very, very well right now. So I wanted to keep. I talked about that. So we get to see not the kind, but we get to see both ends of it, because a lot of operators need to see that some people are actually doing very well, and we need to just figure out ways to not only survive this pandemic, but find out ways to thrive. And then I did talk about perspective a lot, how this, this feels like the longest year. It hasn't even been a year, but 2020 felt like the longest year ever. And, I just wanted to keep that in the context of the big picture for everyone, for all the operators out there. Like, this is not going to be forever. If we can just hang on, I think at the end, there is a light at the end of this tunnel, and we're all going to be okay. There's, Denise, we're only 4 days into the year, but just getting out of 2020 in general feels good. And
absolutely,
we're still in the middle of this pandemic, and we're still doing all we can in the pizza industry just to keep booming, just to keep chugging along. The bottom line is the vaccine is rolling out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And even though we're not there yet, and even though, like Pasquale said, it's going to be a tough winter.
Yeah.
Finally starting to feel like some good things just might happen in 2021. And that's a feeling we never had in 2020, starting many weeks before we, canceled the Pizza Expo in March of 2020. There's just been this miserable feeling, and it's finally starting to slowly evaporate and turn to some positive thoughts.
Absolutely. It's just treading water, right, Pasquale? Just treading water.
We're just surviving, we're just, everyone's just trying to survive, and literally survive too, with the, the health risks that are associated with this, not only in business, but yeah, treading water. We have to tread water. But again, now's a good time to reevaluate so many things about our businesses, and 2020 has taught us so much. That's the, was it a good year? No, but I think 2020 has taught a lot of people a lot of things. We can't take anything for granted, obviously, and obviously all of us got to spend a lot more time with our family. Which was a nice thing. And I think when it comes to business too, I think the lessons we learned in 2020 are going to serve us well for the rest of our careers. A lot of people are not going to make it out of this. There's going to be a lot of places shutting down. That's the inevitable truth. It's going to happen. I just want to be here for, to support everybody. And, obviously this is no one's fault. A lot of operators, there's nothing you could do. I have a restaurant that's, it's in like the little nightclub area in Chicago, and there's no nightclubs right now, so there's not that much there's not that much going on there, and it sucks being in that position. Luckily I have some other things as well, but if that were my only place, I probably would have shut it down already. There's no reason for me to be there right now, other than my people get to work, but I think we're all gonna learn a lot from this, and we're all gonna come out a lot stronger, whether it's in our careers, our businesses, or even our personal lives. I think this was a big punch in the gut, slap in the face type of year, and we're all going to view life differently moving forward. Yeah.
I would agree. Said. Excellent. Well, let's go out on a question, of those lessons that you learned. What's the biggest one that you're taking into this, either first or second quarter of 2021?
Oh man.
I know, tough.
It is tough. I think the biggest, I don't know if it's the biggest, but one thing for sure is that there's a couple things. If we can get through this, what can we not get through, right? That's the question. Like, if literally, we got through this and everyone's healthy and our businesses can survive, then what can we not get through, right? So owning a business, it's always a test of perseverance. You have to be resilient. So if you can just be resilient through this, there's never going to be anything thrown your way that's going to be as hard as this year was. And I think my biggest lesson, my biggest piece of advice is that, things are never as good as you think they are, and things are never as bad as you think they are, right? Things could always be better, things could always be worse. And, and I guess, in times of struggle, when stuff gets really, really hard, and I guess it's more of a personal thing, personal lesson, but you really gotta cling to the people that you love, because at the end, that's all you have. So, let's not take anything for granted, our businesses, our families, our friends, because, everything can be taken from us, which is within the blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Well, like you said, let's remain positive. Better days are coming our way eventually. Fingers crossed.
They're coming, Jeremy. They're coming.
In Las Vegas. And we've got the 365 platform rolling out. So a lot of good things are about to happen.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks for the time, buddy. We appreciate it. We'll catch you later.
All right.
Okay,
see you at the show. Bye.
See you guys.